was an unseasonably warm December night 30 years ago when a musical icon and his wife were only steps away from the front entrance of that building, the legendary Dakota Apartments. Suddenly, a lone gunman steps out of the shadows and pumps 4 bullets into the man's back. Hello, I'm Bill Hemmer. That man was 40-year-old John Lennon. He was on a career upswing during the fall of 1980 with big plans for the future. But fate would intervene in the form of a deeply troubled madman who would later brag, "I was Mr. Nobody until I killed the biggest somebody on earth." John Lennon rose to fame as a member of the Beatles, one of the most popular and influential musical acts in history. Throughout his career, his masterful songwriting skills showcased his brutal honesty, his willingness to share his pain, his dreams of peace, and certainly his sense of hope, all that endearing him to millions. Join us as we get the inside story from those who were there during the last days of John Lennon.
Brace yourself. Here they are.
They were the Beatles, and in the 1960s, Beatlemania had overtaken the world.
I think I'm gonna be sad. I think it's today. Yeah.
So this is the famous Beatles.
We need protection.
Get me protection.
February 1964. America was ready to escape the gloom that hovered over the country after the assassination of President Kennedy the previous November. And 4 lads from Liverpool, John Lennon, George Harrison, Paul McCartney, and Ringo Starr were just the ticket.
What was interesting was how funny they were.
Photographer Harry Benson accompanied the band on their flight to the U.S.
There were 4 of them, and one couldn't think of something another one did.
It was him. He said it.
Now you all saw that.
Their short tour kicked off with a landmark live performance on the popular Ed Sullivan Show. 73 million watched. I Want to Hold Your Hand topped the charts and was selling 10,000 copies a day in New York City alone. It was a whirlwind of publicity for the band, and it was John Lennon's first time in New York City. Music historian and author Philip Norman recalled a strange twist to one of their photo ops in Central Park.
And it was just across the park from the Dakota building. And it is eerie because that's the young John, new to America, and just really a short walk away where he's going to meet his death.
John Lennon's love affair with New York took him a long way from the port city of Liverpool, England, where he was born October 9, 1940.
John actually grew up in a very nice middle-class suburb of Liverpool and did not have this sort of rough childhood that is sometimes attributed to him. His aunt, who brought him up, had a very, very nice house with a mock Tudor interior, stained glass windows.
John's friend Elliot Mintz recalls how in his teens, the rebellious Lennon had fallen under the spell of American rock and roll.
He was listening to Jerry Lee Lewis, Chuck Berry, and obviously Elvis. John liked the edge. John liked the rebellion.
1957, a 16-year-old John Lennon first met a 15-year-old Paul McCartney when the Quarrymen played on a makeshift stage at St. Peter's Church in Liverpool. It took 3 long years and many changes in personnel and band names before they became known as the Beatles. The band worked hard to make a name for themselves at Liverpool's Cavern Club and were signed by EMI in 1962. The record label carefully choreographed their image. During the frenzy that greeted the Beatles at JFK Airport in 1964, few knew that 23-year-old John Lennon had a wife, Cynthia, and a 10-month-old son, Julian.
When Julian was born, John had a choice of being either there or on the Ed Sullivan Show. And he opted for the Sullivan Show.
John's treatment of his first son, Julian, is inexcusable.
I was working all the time. I never considered what it was doing to him. I didn't even count it. The mother was at home. I was away.
I love him.
Do you have a favorite?
Yes, John.
The band played to 55,000 fans at New York Shea Stadium in the summer of 1965.
John would say, that was the one, Sid. That was the one.
But the constant strain of Beatlemania took its toll on John Lennon.